Imagine standing on a world where the air itself can crush you. A world where metal softens, electronics die, and no human could survive for even a few seconds. A world hidden behind beautiful golden clouds. From Earth, it shines brighter than any planet in the night sky. Ancient civilizations admired it. Poets wrote about it. Astronomers called it Earth's twin. But Venus is not Earth's twin. Venus is a warning, because somewhere beneath those glowing clouds lies a place so hostile, so unforgiving, that it makes every desert, volcano, hurricane, and nuclear wasteland on Earth seem gentle by comparison. And the most terrifying part? Billions of years ago, Venus may have looked a lot like home. This is the story of the planet where hell has a surface. For thousands of years, humans knew Venus as the morning star and the evening star. It was one of the brightest objects in the sky, visible even before sunrise and after sunset. When early telescopes finally revealed the planet, astronomers saw something strange. Venus was completely covered by clouds. Nobody could see the surface. And where mystery exists, imagination follows. Some scientists believed Venus might be covered in vast oceans. Others imagined endless tropical forests. Some even speculated about alien civilizations hidden beneath the clouds. After all, Venus and Earth are remarkably similar in size. They formed from the same cloud of dust and gas. They have nearly the same gravity. They are neighbors in the solar system. It seemed reasonable to assume Venus was another Earth, but the clouds were hiding a terrible secret, a secret that would shock humanity. Let's imagine you're approaching Venus from space. At first it looks peaceful, beautiful even, a glowing yellow-white marble suspended in darkness. But as you descend, the illusion begins to fade. The atmosphere grows thicker, the sunlight becomes dimmer, the clouds surround you like an endless ocean. These are not water clouds, they are made of sulfuric acid. Tiny droplets of corrosive acid drift through the atmosphere. The air outside is toxic. Every breath would destroy your lungs. Every exposed surface would begin to corrode, and you're still nowhere near the ground. Venus's atmosphere stretches for dozens of kilometers. It is so dense that entering it feels less like flying through air and more like sinking into a liquid. Above you, powerful winds race around the entire planet. Some reach speeds of over 300 kilometers per hour, a never-ending global storm. But as you continue downward, something unexpected happens. The winds begin to fade, the motion disappears, the atmosphere becomes eerily still, and for the first time, you begin to understand that the real nightmare isn't in the sky. It's waiting below. Touchdown. You have arrived on Venus. The landscape stretches endlessly in every direction. Dark rocks, volcanic plains, jagged formations scattered beneath a yellow-orange sky. There are no oceans, no rivers, no forests, no signs of life, only silence. A suffocating silence. The sun is still visible overhead, but barely. The thick atmosphere scatters the light, creating a permanent twilight. It feels like standing inside an enormous industrial furnace. Then comes the pressure. The atmosphere pressing down on you is nearly 90 times stronger than Earth's. Imagine being almost a kilometer underwater in Earth's oceans. That is the kind of pressure Venus exerts on everything at its surface. Without extraordinary protection, a human body would be crushed almost instantly. But the pressure is only the beginning, because Venus has another weapon: heat. Relentless, merciless, unimaginable heat. The surface temperature averages around 475 degrees Celsius, hot enough to melt lead, hot enough to destroy most machinery, hot enough to turn an ordinary day into an apocalypse. And unlike Earth, Venus never cools down. Day or night, pole or equator, the temperature remains brutally hot. Every second, every minute, every year. Here's the mystery. Venus isn't the closest planet to the Sun. Mercury is. So why is Venus hotter? The answer lies in its atmosphere. Venus is wrapped in a blanket of carbon dioxide, an atmosphere so thick that heat enters easily but struggles to escape. Scientists call this a runaway greenhouse effect. Over millions of years, more heat became trapped. Temperatures rose higher and higher. The planet entered a vicious cycle. The hotter it became, the more heat it trapped, and the more heat it trapped, the hotter it became. Eventually, Venus transformed into a planetary oven, but many scientists believe it wasn't always this way. Long ago, Venus may have possessed oceans, liquid water, clouds, perhaps even conditions suitable for life. Imagine an ancient Venus with blue skies reflecting across vast seas, a world that could have looked strangely familiar. Then something changed. The oceans evaporated. Water disappeared into space. The greenhouse effect spiraled out of control, and the paradise that once may have existed was erased forever. What remains today is the fossil of a planetary catastrophe. Despite the danger, humanity wanted answers, so we sent machines. In the 1970s and 1980s, the Soviet Union launched a series of spacecraft known as the Venera Missions. These probes were engineering miracles, built like armored tanks, designed specifically to survive conditions no machine had ever faced before. One after another, they plunged through the atmosphere. Many failed, some were crushed, others overheated, but a few succeeded. For a brief moment, humanity stood on Venus through the eyes of machines. The Venera landers transmitted the first images ever taken from another planet's surface. The pictures were haunting. Broken rocks, orange skies, a landscape that looked both alien and strangely familiar. Then, one by one, the probes died. The crushing pressure, the intense heat, the hostile atmosphere. Eventually, every machine succumbed. Their silent remains still rest on Venus today, rusting monuments to human curiosity. When you look at Venus in the evening sky, it appears calm, beautiful, peaceful, but appearances can be deceiving. Beneath those bright clouds lies one of the most extreme environments in the solar system, a world that may once have had oceans, a world that may once have had a chance, a world that crossed a line and never recovered. And that is why scientists study Venus so intensely, not just to understand another planet, but to better understand our own. Because Venus shows us how dramatically a planet can change, how delicate planetary balance can be, and how paradise can become a nightmare. The next time you see that brilliant star shining in the sky, remember this: you are not looking at a symbol of beauty. You are looking at an entire world trapped inside its own disaster, a planet where the sky rains acid, where the ground glows with heat, where machines struggle to survive, and where hell is not a myth. Hell has a surface.